What happens when fame, queerness, and controversy collide? In 2025, the spotlight on Hollywood's queer celebrities burns hotter than ever, and not always in a good way. From Olympic gold medalists to global pop icons, these stars have conquered the world with their talent and beauty. But behind the flashing cameras and perfect Instagram feeds lies a different story. One of lawsuits, messy relationships, shocking allegations, and headlines that refuse to fade. Some stayed silent, some fought back, others disappeared from the public eye entirely. But one thing's for sure, the world couldn't stop watching, couldn't stop talking, and definitely couldn't stop judging. So today, we're peeling back the glittering surface and diving into the chaos. These are the top 5 queer celebrities facing shocking controversies, and trust me, number 3 will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Ready? Let's get into it. Tom Daley, when perfection meets public pressure. Tom Daley has always been more than just an Olympic diver. He's a global icon, a queer trailblazer, a loving father, and one of Britain's most adored athletes. But in 2025, the spotlight shifted, and suddenly his life off the diving board became a magnet for headlines, and not the kind he wanted. It started innocently enough. Tom's carefully curated image, Britain's golden boy, openly gay husband, devoted dad, and passionate advocate, had been flawless for years. Fans adored his openness, from his emotional interviews about coming out to those viral knitting videos during the Tokyo Olympics. He wasn't just an athlete, he was the internet's sweetheart. But in 2025, whispers began circulating that perfection comes at a price. Tabloids pounced, spinning stories about supposed tensions in his marriage, speculation over financial ventures, and alleged behind-the-scenes conflicts with sports organizations. Social media, of course, made everything louder. Every Instagram post, every caption, every moment of silence became a clue for millions dissecting his life. Some fans fiercely defended him, calling the scrutiny homophobic and unfair. Others felt let down, convinced Tom had crafted an image while keeping uncomfortable truths hidden. But here's the thing about Tom Daley. He's no stranger to pressure. Instead of addressing every rumor head-on, he chose a different path: authenticity. In interviews, he didn't confirm or deny each headline, but spoke honestly about the crushing expectations placed on queer public figures. Being visible, he said, doesn't mean being perfect. That single line shifted the conversation. Suddenly, Tom wasn't just a subject of scandal. He became a voice highlighting society's obsession with perfection, especially when it comes to queer icons. His silence on some topics wasn't weakness, it was control. By refusing to feed the fire, Tom reminded everyone that no one owes the public their entire truth. Through all of this, one thing became clear. Tom Daley's legacy goes beyond medals and records. He's not just the athlete we cheered for, he's now a symbol of resilience in the age of relentless visibility. Fame can be brutal, but Tom continues to navigate it with grace, vulnerability, and quiet strength. In 2025, Tom proved that being under scrutiny doesn't erase your humanity. It magnifies it. Whether you love him, question him, or simply can't look away, one fact remains undeniable. Tom Daley still owns the spotlight. Drop a 1 if Tom Daley still owns your heart, drama and all. Ricky Martin, from king of Latin pop to tabloid magnate. Ricky Martin has spent decades redefining what it means to be a global superstar. From livin' La Vida Loca to headlining Pride stages worldwide, his name has always been synonymous with passion, charisma, and boundary-breaking visibility. But in 2025, Ricky's story has been less about his music and more about surviving a whirlwind of controversies that shook both his career and personal life. The drama started brewing in late 2024 when unexpected legal disputes surfaced involving family matters. Suddenly, the Latin pop king, who'd spent years carefully curating a clean, inspiring public image, found himself at the center of headlines filled with speculation and half-truths. Fans were shocked. Was this really the same Ricky who had championed LGBTQ+ rights, adopted children, and built a life that seemed almost untouchable? Social media, of course, turned it into a feeding frenzy. Every move Ricky made, or didn't make, became a talking point. The silence on certain issues only intensified curiosity, while vague statements from his representatives left more questions than answers. And yet, beneath all the noise, there's a deeper story. Ricky Martin has never just been a pop star. He's been a symbol of hope for millions of queer fans, particularly in Latin America, where coming out can still mean risking everything. His decision to live openly and authentically was groundbreaking, but with visibility came vulnerability. As controversies mounted, Ricky became a case study in how queer celebrities are held to impossible standards, celebrated for being role models, but punished the moment their humanity shows. Despite the chaos, Ricky has shown remarkable resilience. Instead of retreating, he's leaned into his art, focusing on intimate performances and upcoming collaborations. Interviews hint at a man who has grown tired of defending himself but refuses to be defined by gossip. "The truth will always surface," he reportedly told one Spanish magazine. "But until then, I'll keep singing my truth." In many ways, the turbulence of 2025 has only reinforced Ricky Martin's iconic status. The scandals may dominate the headlines, but fans continue streaming his music, showing up to his concerts, and rallying behind him online. Because here's the thing, Ricky Martin isn't just a headline, he's a legacy. He represents the fight to live authentically in an industry and world that often prefers tidy narratives. And as messy as things might get, one thing's certain, Ricky's story isn't over. Drop a 2 if you're still rooting for Ricky, no matter what the tabloids say. Ben Platt, Broadway's golden boy caught in the crossfire. Ben Platt, the prodigious Broadway darling turned Hollywood powerhouse, has spent most of his career defined by sheer talent. From his Tony-winning role in Dear Evan Hansen to starring in Netflix's The Politician, Ben has built a reputation as one of the most versatile queer performers of his generation. But 2025 has been anything but smooth sailing for him. The trouble began with the release of his highly anticipated album earlier this year. Instead of applause, Ben found himself at the center of online debates about nepotism and privilege, criticisms that have shadowed him since his transition from stage to screen. Social media erupted with claims that his success was more about connections than raw ability, sparking viral threads dissecting every casting decision in his career. And then came the rumors. Speculation surrounding Ben's personal life, from alleged feuds with co-stars to his on-again, off-again relationship drama, only fueled the narrative. Instead of responding publicly, Ben chose silence, a decision that divided fans. Some praised him for maintaining boundaries, while others accused him of being out of touch with a fan base that expects transparency in the age of TikTok confessions and Instagram Notes app apologies. Yet, here's what makes Ben's story fascinating. He's always been more than his controversies. At just 31, he's one of the few openly gay actors who's managed to balance stage, television, and music without being boxed in. Industry insiders say he's fiercely committed to telling queer stories authentically, whether that means producing projects behind the scenes or lending his voice to characters Hollywood would rather keep sidelined. The irony is that Ben's vulnerability, once his greatest strength on stage, has become a double-edged sword off it. By putting so much of himself into his art, he's made his life feel like public property, and audiences now expect constant access. But through it all, Ben has stuck to his mantra: let the work speak for itself. In interviews, he's hinted that the backlash has been character building, framing it as a reminder of why he started performing in the first place. "You can't control the noise," he said recently, "but you can control the story you're telling." And if the buzz around his upcoming film and Broadway revival is any indication, Ben Platt isn't slowing down anytime soon. Drop a 3 if you're still in Ben's corner, rooting for the artist behind the headlines. Antoni Porowski, from Kitchen King to Controversy Magnet. For years, Antoni Porowski has been the charming food and wine expert from Queer Eye who stole millions of hearts with his soft-spoken voice, chiseled jawline, and signature avocado toast recipes. But in 2025, the man once seen as the wholesome face of modern queer culture finds himself caught in the middle of a storm he didn't exactly see coming. It started with whispers about the upcoming Queer Eye reboot. Reports surfaced about behind-the-scenes tension, with rumors pointing at creative disagreements between Antony and other cast members. Some insiders suggested he was difficult to work with, while others defended him fiercely, claiming he's simply passionate and protective of his brand. Social media naturally ran wild. Every side-eye on camera became evidence, and every vague tweet was dissected like a crime scene clue. Then came his personal life, an area Antony has always guarded closely. In a year when privacy feels almost impossible, Antony's relationships have been picked apart by tabloids and fan forums alike. From speculation about breakups to theories about secret romances, the noise around his dating life has grown louder than ever. Fans crave answers, but Antony remains silent, leaving his followers to interpret cryptic Instagram captions and fleeting stories like modern-day tarot cards. But here's what keeps Antony fascinating. Despite the backlash, he continues to reinvent himself. Beyond Queer Eye, he's expanded into entrepreneurship with his food ventures, released a second cookbook, and even hinted at acting projects in the pipeline. In many ways, he embodies the balancing act of being a modern queer celebrity, celebrated for authenticity while constantly battling unrealistic expectations from a hyper-connected audience. Antony's controversies aren't scandals in the traditional sense. They're rooted in the collision between public persona and private life. He's someone who's built a career on intimacy, inviting viewers into his kitchen, his feelings, his vulnerability, and now faces the paradox of having to draw new boundaries while staying relatable. In a rare interview earlier this year, Antony addressed the pressures subtly, saying, "People think they know you, but they only know the parts you've chosen to share. That gap between who you are and who people want you to be can be overwhelming. It's a reminder that even the most approachable stars are navigating a level of scrutiny most of us can't fathom. Love him or question him, Antoni Porowski remains a defining figure in the queer cultural landscape of 2025. Every move he makes becomes a headline, every silence a statement, and whether you stan him or side-eye him, one thing's clear: the world is still watching. Drop a 4 if Antony's your favorite messy king of culinary charm. Justice Smith, the star who refuses to be boxed in. In an industry obsessed with labels, Justice Smith has spent 2025 proving one thing: you can be unapologetically yourself without letting anyone else define you. Known for his breakout roles in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Detective Pikachu, and the queer masterpiece Generation, Justice has always brought a rare authenticity to his performances. But this year, it isn't just his acting that's making headlines. It's the way he handles the chaos swirling around him. The drama kicked off when fans started speculating about his private life. Despite being open about his sexuality in the past, Justice has recently pulled back, refusing to feed the rumor mill about who he's dating or what's next for him personally. In an age where celebrities practically live stream their relationships, his silence has only fueled more curiosity. Some tabloids even claim he's hiding something. But fans know better. Justice isn't hiding. He's reclaiming control over his narrative. Then came the controversy around his latest indie project, a queer-centered drama that premiered at Sundance. The film earned standing ovations, but Justice found himself under fire from certain online groups criticizing its explicit themes. Instead of backing down, he doubled down, speaking passionately about the importance of representation. Queer people exist in every shade, every story. If that makes some uncomfortable, maybe that's the point. That single statement trended for days, sparking debates about censorship, art, and visibility. Justice also uses his platform to challenge Hollywood's tokenism. While others shy away from discussing systemic issues, he's vocal about demanding better roles and authentic storytelling for queer actors of color. It hasn't made him the industry's easiest star to manage, but it has solidified his position as one of its most fearless. And yet, despite the backlash, Justice thrives. His social media presence has exploded, thanks to a mix of candid activism, playful behind-the-scenes clips, and effortless style that's earned him a growing status as a Gen Z fashion icon. For every critic, there are 10 fans who adore his boldness and refusal to play by the rules. Justice Smith's 2025 is a perfect storm, a blend of career highs, personal boundaries, and cultural debates that make him one of the most fascinating queer celebrities today. He's not just surviving Hollywood's noise, he's reshaping it. Drop a 5 if Justice is the unapologetic king you're rooting for. "2025 has been a wild ride for these 5 queer stars. From Tom Daley's relentless scrutiny to Ricky Martin's tabloid wars, from Ben Platt's artistic battles to Antoni Porowski's headline-making moments and Justice Smith's fearless defiance, each of them has faced storms that could have broken anyone else. But instead of fading away, they've turned the noise into fuel. They remind us that being visible, authentic, and unapologetically queer in today's world isn't just brave, it's revolutionary. These aren't just celebrities, they're storytellers, boundary pushers, and trendsetters redefining fame on their own terms. And as their controversies dominate headlines, one thing's certain: love them or hate them, you can't stop watching. So, which of these 5 shocks you the most? Who's thriving? Who's just surviving? And who's rewriting the rules entirely? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next scandal, rumor, or unexpected twist shaking up Hollywood's queer elite.